Morning, folks. Building day one for the XT1 Factory 5 Pre-Runner Truck. Got up a little early to beat the heat because I knew this was going to take a minute, and I had to figure out how I was going to lift the truck up in the air or the body high enough to clear the chassis and do it safely. I'm not using my lift and just going slow. The big thing is, in retrospect, well, I don't know if in retrospect, but if you could keep the truck already up in the air from where you drop the chassis, that would make things easier. So I spent a good 30-40 minutes slowly lifting the cab. Let me go over and kind of show you what we got going on. The cab is actually nose heavy, so that was my only concern. So I've got the engine hoist precariously placed in here as a pseudo safety, just to keep tension as I go up. I'm not actually lifting it, but just as a simple safety. If something starts to move, it gives me a little bit more lever there to keep it from tilting if it tries to. I've got basically double stacked 2x4s holding it within, you know, a few inches of the points, lift points or support points, and then these outside 2x4s are keeping the 2x2s stacked up from kicking out, because I didn't want to have that happen. And you can see I'm definitely right there high enough. I might need to come up maybe half inch or quarter, but these new 6-ton jack stands are definitely something that if you're going to do this without a lift, you shouldn't be using the 3-ton, in my opinion. I want to definitely say Factory 5 will be providing a much better, neater solution that's probably 10 times safer than what I'm doing. So just don't follow, or if you're going to follow how I did this, follow at your own risk. That's everything. This thing is super heavy, so you just got to be very careful. All right, so let's see. So same thing on this side. I just noticed that this 2x4 is going to need to be cut. I had to weasel it in there, and then I think I put that front 2x4 assembly right in line with the pickup point. So while that's, or the body mount, it's pretty. No, okay, I'm just in line, so the chassis needs to come forward, which is fine. Speaking of which, yeah, there's not a lot of room, so I've got about, I don't know, I'd say about 3 or 4 inches right there. It looks like less in the video, I think. Yeah, I need to come forward. I need to pull those bolts, but it's basically ready to slide in, and then slowly start repositioning the jack, the jack stands. So I'm going to utilize the chassis as a jack stand, and then I'm going to take this jack and jack stand, progressively move it inboard, probably about midpoint, I would guess, and then we'll pull those, and it'll be solely supported on the end, and then continue to slide until I've got the body very close, well, almost in the final resting position on the 2x4, and at that point I'm in a safer place to jack up the body and then remove the 2x4s. So anyway, yeah, it's a little nervous deal going, but just bear with me. This is new territory for me, and we don't have the complete kit that Factory 5 is working on to help, you know, the person that doesn't have a lift. But in the time being, I wanted to see and share some experience on what I had to deal with as a beta builder. So it's not all glory all the time, but oh, here's the other thing. So here are the casters. This caster would go on the back of the F-150 when you pull it apart. So you take the rear end out, that attaches to the rear bumper mounts, and then with the 6-ton jacks you could definitely get high enough to just leave the front end all on and just roll it out, not drop it like I did on those casters from Harbor Freight. I did damage one, by the way. It overloaded and bent. Alright folks, I'm gonna stop the video just and then slowly progress. I'll take a quick maybe 3 or 4 minute break at the midpoint to see how things are progressing, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, folks. Well, my GoPro died, so I guess we missed most of the time lapse. I'm not sure exactly when it died, but so we're done. It took about 3.5 hours. It went really slow. Again, I used basically 4 of the 3-ton jack stands, 2 jacks, and then 4 of the 6-ton. So basically, not a whole bunch, but definitely more more tools that I have this time around. And now I've got truck specific equipment, which is probably something I needed to buy a long time ago. Anyway, let me flip this around and kind of narrate what happened. Okay, so here's the body down on the chassis. So it actually fits real nice. There's plenty of space for the cab, between the cab and the bed. So there you go. That's plenty. Everything's looking good. And then there is all the guts and how the chassis and everything, control arms are all gonna fit through there. And that should work fine. And then there's the rest of it. Oops. Yeah. So, and I'm not sure where in the video, I think we started off, but yeah, I used that, just secured it here, just to keep it from tilting. The body is somewhat nose heavy, and you know, as you're jacking it up, it kind of does move around. I just got a little nervous, so just needed a little extra helping hand. So yeah, it was just moved real slow and made it. So now I got to figure out how to get it back into the garage. It's going to weigh way more than it did when it came out. So that one I might need to recruit friends. I did this all myself in about 3 hours, so not bad. Pretty happy with it all the way around. And we can start assembling everything else. This was the big thing to get done this weekend, and we got it done in about 3 hours. So anyway, yep, that's it. So let's get back to it, and we'll do, I think we're gonna do gas tank and maybe charcoal canister, a couple other things. I gotta get, hold on, I'm gonna get, these are some of the suspension components. There's the rear cradle for the rear end that I need to get powder coated. Normally comes black, but we're gonna do something different. So I gotta get that big piece. These 2 big boxes are the control arms, and then I've got to find the upper, or the front control arms and all that. And I think the Fox shocks are sitting in the back of the truck, so I'll probably get those hung. But yeah, all in all, moving right along. It's only about 11:30, so I'm going to take a quick break, grab some electrolytes, and get right back to it. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, folks, moving on already to the gas tank. So this is a 4 triple pump, triple 340s, I believe, to supply this beast. You have to take the rollover valve from the stock tank and the fuel level sender, and it just bolts in, and then you have to crimp these 2 wires, and then you'll have to do the other end on the harness. So that you're tracking, this is the smaller 26-gallon tank. I had a 36-gallon tank and it won't fit. So we're moving everything over to this one, and yep, we should have this done today and ready to go in tomorrow at some point. So we're still trucking along. See you in a minute. Okay, well, I got the fuel hat in. I went ahead and did a continuity check to make sure my crimps were good and that the fuel level sender was clear per the video from 4. So that's ready to go. These are all loose. I'll tighten those up once it's in the truck, and we can orient these any way we want, and then I'll tighten those down. I'll go ahead and cap that off so nothing gets into the tank, and then I got to go grab all the rest of these hoses from the other truck, and I think, oh, and then the straps, and then it's ready to go in. So fuel tank will be in, and we'll be able to start running fuel lines tomorrow at some point. I've got to go get the I think tomorrow too we're gonna get the front transaxle in, and then or front diff, and then the steering rack, we'll move all that over. I've got some cleaning to do still in here, a few things like that down here in the corner. What I wanted to show, I put the hood on, and see, back up, and you know, of course you can't really get the perspective on it, but the one thing I noticed, I just threw this on, and if you look at this, I guess gully or drain, look how precise. I mean, I don't have to shift anything on either side. It basically just dropped right in, which was awesome. So yeah, it's definitely looking like a truck. You can kind of see there's like a mid fender that goes in that area, so when you open the hood, you're opening it with the fender, so it gives it that one piece look. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And then I spent a little bit of time while I was cooling off. I finished cleaning the four-wheel drive piece, so the transfer case, so it's all ready to go back in, but I'm gonna wait till I get the transmission in, and I'm gonna poke the engine, transmission, and this all at once. You can see it can go right in through the front, and there's no cross member or anything, so I don't really have to lift the engine that high, and it should just, you know, lay right in there. So all in all, we're in good shape. Days, you know, slowly clicking by. I've got, like I said, I got to grab a hold of all of the suspension parts, get those all ready to go. Those will go to the coater on Monday, and then yeah, that's I think that's it. We're all in the garage, and it's basically right back where it was. I still have to go through all these boxes. Oh, I wanted to show you guys yesterday the pack list. It's still 36 boxes, but I believe they've got it all, you know, much smaller boxes. If I can even find the pack list, here it is. Yeah, so it's the new pack list. Got a few back order parts in there, but that's to be expected with the way the logistics is going these days. Everything gets back ordered, but there's enough stuff going on that I just move on to the next and start emptying boxes. So I started off with box 6, of course, right? Mainly because I was trying to get the hood mounted. Excuse the mess. There's not a lot of room, and I've been thrashing all morning or afternoon. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to close it out for today, and tomorrow should be interesting. If it goes the way I think it's going to go, we should have some pretty nice pictures and video to show. Hopefully it goes the way I think it's going to go. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care and have fun.